Some places disappear slowly. They fade, they crumble, they sink into memory until no one is sure what was real anymore. But this place did not fade. It did not collapse. It did not surrender to time. It was still standing when it vanished. There was no disaster shown on the horizon, no final image broadcast to the world, no moment everyone remembers, only a decision, a moment when lines were redrawn, when borders shifted, when names were quietly removed. One update, one correction, and suddenly this place was no longer supposed to be found. The roads still lead here. They were never erased. They simply stopped being destinations. Maps no longer acknowledge it. Signs no longer point toward it. But the ground does not know that. The buildings do not know that. They are still here, waiting in the open. You can arrive without realizing it, without crossing anything dramatic, without noticing the exact moment it happens. One step, you are somewhere. The next, you are nowhere official. Nothing here looks abandoned in a hurry. There is no chaos, no panic, frozen in place. Everything feels deliberate. Rooms remain intact. Structures remain aligned, as if the place was closed with the expectation that someone would return shortly. Walls still carry their original purpose. Corridors still lead where they always did. Nothing is broken. Nothing explains itself. There are no messages left behind. No warnings written for strangers. Only spaces that assume you already know the rules. This is not ruin. This is suspension. A system paused without ever being shut down. Machines that were not destroyed, only left waiting. Doors that were not locked, only never opened again. It feels as if time here was not allowed to move forward, but also not permitted to end. Everything exists in a state of quiet permission, allowed to remain, not allowed to matter. You begin to notice how silence behaves differently here. It does not feel empty. It feels controlled, measured, as if sound itself was asked to leave politely. This place was not forgotten by accident. Forgetting is messy, uncontrolled. This was precise, a removal, not an escape. Someone decided that remembering this place was unnecessary. Someone decided that access was no longer useful, not dangerous enough to destroy, not important enough to preserve, just excluded. And so it remains here, between recognition and denial, between presence and permission, standing still while the world continues elsewhere. There is no marker telling you where it ends, no sign explaining why you should not stay. Only the quiet understanding that you are not meant to linger. This place still exists, just not officially. Not anymore. Some places are not hidden. Nothing leads there now. This is where the map stops.